This is my 2020 PlayStation 3 collection. This is Misty. Hello, Misty. Yeah, hey, Misty. Hey, Misty. Hey, Misty. I'm Michael. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button, like button, also share with your friends who don't mind. Also, please comment, ask me a question, or comment in general. I'll do my best to answer them. Also, if you don't mind, hit the notification bell down below, and you will be notified when I go live or upload another video. Misty, what are you doing? You're just hanging out. Might as well. I got 53 games for my 2020 PS3 collection. It's grown just a little bit since the last time I've done this, not too much, but let's get started. I've played most of these games, but I haven't played all of them, and what's keeping me from playing them is I need to buy another PS3 console. So, it's all filled up. Book of Spells from J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter. I have not played this. Like I said, I need to get another PS3, and I am missing something in order to play this. I need the PlayStation Move, and also the PlayStation 3 camera, or the eye camera, if that's what it's called. I don't have that, so that's another reason why I can't play that. But I'm actually looking forward to playing it. I got the book and everything that comes with it. The book that folds out, and you interact with the book in order to play it, because you wave the move controller over it, and it brings it to life like magic on the screen. And I know they came out with some more games like that. Next is Kung Fu Panda. Have not played it, but I do want to as soon as I can. Don't know how long it's going to take for me to get another PS3 console. I want to get the Super Slim with 500 gigs. That's the one I want to get. My original PS3 is 120 gigabytes, and like I said, it is filled up. Little Big Planets. And I used to have tons more PS3 games. I would probably easily have 80 games right now if I held on to all of them. I traded in a bunch of them at GameStop in order to save up for the pre-order of the PS4 back when it first came out. And so I got rid of a bunch of my PS3 games. And I got to get them back. A lot of people hate on this Sonic game. I halfway understand it, but not really. I mean, it is a little bit different compared to other Sonic games, but I really enjoy this Sonic game. I think it's really, really good. Keeping up with Sonic, Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. Fantastic game. It has tons, let's see, over 40 classic titles from the Sega Genesis. Includes games like Streets of Rage. I think it's got Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. Golden Axe, Altered Beast. It's got pretty much, I think pretty much all the Sonic games. I think it might be missing one, I think. It's also got Phantasy Star and all that good stuff. Oh, and Vector Man. Yep, good stuff. Awesome collection. Next is a really good Fantastic series. It's tons of entries in the series. This is the Ratchet & Clank collection, which comes with Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, and Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, which were originally on the PlayStation 2 and got remastered. Well, not really. Well, actually it does say remastered. It says it includes 3 full games digitally remastered in HD, so never mind about that. Ratchet & Clank Tools of Destruction. This was the start of a second trilogy of games. The first 3 games was a trilogy, and this is a really good game. can't remember the backstory on this, but this does have a backstory on it, and the story is fantastic for this game. And of course, we got a sequel after that one, which was digital only, but you can import a physical copy of it. And that game is Ratchet & Clank Quest for Booty. I think it deals with pirates. And then the third installment in Ratchet & Clank Future, which is the Ratchet & Clank Future trilogy. Ratchet & Clank The Crack in Time. Really good conclusion to the second trilogy. Even though I never got to play Quest for Booty, but I do still plan to play it. I'd love to get my hands on a physical copy of it if possible. Next is Ratchet & Clank All for One. I think this was mainly a online multiplayer game, I think, or I don't remember, but I know that it was made for four players. It's four player co-op mayhem. But it also does have a storyline to it as well, and I thought it was really, really good. Next is Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault. I've played a little bit of it, not too much. I mean, it is a good game. I just got to get back to it, and they came out with another one. I think it was called Ratchet & Clank into Nexus, I guess that's how you say it. And that's the only one that I don't have for the PS3, and I do want to get it. I played a demo of it, and it's really, really good. Next is the Sly Collection Remastered for the PS3. They're originally on the PlayStation 2. I have all three of them on the PS2. Go check out my 2020 PS2 collection. I have a lot of good games in my collection. But fantastic series. I really love the series. I wish this would be ported over, remastered or something, and brought over to the PS4 or even the upcoming PS5. I just wish they would bring this series back. And speaking of that series as well, Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time, the fourth entry in the series. This game did get some hate, but also a lot of people did love it, and I loved it. It's a continuation of the original trilogy, and it left it hanging to where it needs to be continued, and that's what I'm hoping for. We'll get a fifth game. I'm hoping for some kind of collection of all four games for PS4 or PS5. That's what I would want. Next is another fantastic series, Jak and Daxter Collection, remastered in HD. And these games were also originally on the PS2, which I have all three of them as well, and including the fourth game for the PS2, which I'm not sure if a whole lot of people know about that one or not, but there are four main entries in the Jak and Daxter trilogy, in the Jak and Daxter series. I was about to say trilogy. But and then they tried to reboot this series, and that didn't work. But maybe they can keep this series alive somehow in the future. That'd be fantastic if they could. I just love the chemistry between Jak and Daxter. And Jak is that's Jak, and then that's Daxter. And there's a backstory on Daxter, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody who has never played the series before. The Ico and Shadow of the Colossus Collection, remastered. And of course, these were originally on the PS2, which I do not own them on the PS2, but I do plan to get them as soon as possible. And I have played a little bit of it, but not too much. And I have no idea why in the world I wasn't doing this. But this is an action-adventure series. Same goes for Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet & Clank, all of them, or action-adventure platformers. Same goes for Sonic, Little Big Planet. Kung Fu Panda, all of those are action-adventure platformers. It's just my mind wasn't on it, I don't know why. And of course the Sega Genesis is like mainly made up of side-scrollers. Next is another fantastic series, Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. This is an action-adventure platformer shooter. I actually beat all the games on the PS3 and then rebought them on the PS4, which they came out as the Nathan Drake Collection on PS4. And of course we got a fourth game, and basically kind of like a spin-off, but also a continuation. It's called the Uncharted what was Lost Legacy, which was a fantastic game also. And then, so continuing that, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. Same thing as an action-adventure platformer shooter. And then we got Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. This is the Game of the Year edition. Really fantastic series. For anyone who have not played the series and you love action-adventure games, you love shooters, you love a little bit of mystery or something like that, or just good chemistry between characters, that's the series for you. Next is the one that started it all when it comes to tomb ratings, in my opinion. The Tomb Raider trilogy, which is Lara Croft Tomb Raider Legend, Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary, and Tomb Raider Underworld, which they were all originally on the PS2. And I believe I have only Anniversary on the PS2. I need to get the other ones. And I used to have them, but now I only got Anniversary now. But Tomb Raider is normally a action-adventure platformer shooter, puzzler. Very heavy in puzzles. Another good series, Batman, Arkham Asylum, and Batman Arkham City Dual Pack. Fantastic Batman video game series, and they also did a prequel, which was called Batman Arkham Origins, which I do not have it. And then they did Batman Arkham Knight on the PS4, which all of the games, excluding Arkham Origins, has been mastered on the PS4. That one has not, but all the rest of them have been, except for Arkham Knight. It was built for the PS4. But fantastic series, action-adventure platformer, puzzlers. Batman is a detective, so you do a little bit of detective work. Tons of villains from the Batman universe are in those games, and really good series. Next is Prince of Persia. I believe this is a reboot of the series, and it's a little bit different compared to the other games, but I really enjoyed this. I almost beat it. I think I'm getting close to the end of the game last time I played it. But this game was really good so far. It's really good. And it's action-adventure, platformer, puzzler. Same goes for this one, Prince of Persia, The Forgotten Sands. I actually beat this one. I loved it. I played it non-stop until I beat it. And they also had another game on the PS3, which I used to have it. It was the Prince of Persia, I think it's the HD trilogy is what it's called, which is Sands of Time, Two Thrones, or is it Sands of Time, The Warrior Within, and then the Two Thrones, which they were also originally on the PS2 and other platforms. And I've played pretty much all of them, but I haven't beat them all though. Next is Hellboy, The Science of Evil. I've played a little bit of this game. fantastic games, action adventure, platformer. And it also, what's really cool about it is Hellboy is voiced by Ron Perlman himself, which is fantastic. And really, really good game. Excuse me. Yeah, it's kind of late for me to do this video, but I'm doing it now. Heavenly Sword, I picked this up in a pickups video. Cannot play it right now because I need another ps3. But it looks like a action adventure platformer or something like that. That's what it looks like. It looks like a game I would really love to play. Layer, fantastic game. Really, really good game. You play as a dragon, and what do dragons normally do? Fly around, breathe out fire, destroy stuff. Pretty much is what this game is. It's really, really good. I really enjoy it. Next is Final Fantasy X and X2 HD Remastered. The only one I've played is Final Fantasy X, and I haven't played X2 yet. I'm not really a huge Final Fantasy fan, but what I have played of X is a really good game. Next is Final Fantasy 13, and I know there's a Final Fantasy 13 2 and a Lightning Returns, but I don't have them right now. This game is really hard to me because I don't really like Final Fantasy all that much. I'm just not used to the gameplay mechanics. Maybe if I got back into it, maybe I can get myself unstuck, because I got stuck in this game badly, and I just haven't gone back to it since then. But I love the graphics of that game. Beautiful graphics for the PS3. Next is a series that's been around for a long time and it still has brand new entries in it. And Assassin's Creed. This is the original that started it all. Altair. The Apple of Eden and all that good stuff. That game was actually really good. I enjoy all the games, all the ones that I've played. Assassin's Creed 2. And of course I dropped the game. I might as well drop the game. Why not? Okay. Now this one didn't have Altair in it. It was like a brand new character. Man, I know that they made another Assassin's Creed game. You can play as Altair. And I believe it's on the PSP. It was called Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. But I do not have that, but I do plan to get it. Next is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which continued the storyline of the new character, and I believe his name was Ezio Auditore. I may be saying it wrong, but maybe I'm saying it close enough. And then next is Assassin's Creed Revelations. This is the signature edition, which comes with DLC and extra content that the other version of this game does not have. And this game also brought back Altair to close out his story. So you get to close out the Ezio and also Altair. And Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations was a trilogy. Is a trilogy. And speaking of that, this is the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy, which is exactly what I just said. Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations is a trilogy. So I have that. I got it because why not? I wanted it, so I got it. And then Assassin's Creed The Americas collection, which is the only way I believe that you can get Assassin's Creed Liberation HD in physical form. Because what I found out was that the Xbox 360 version of this game comes with a code for the game. And if I can remember correctly, it's all on the disc on the PS3, which is fantastic. And this also has Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And they're not really a trilogy, but they are connected in a very similar, almost the same storyline. If you played all three of these games, you know what I'm talking about. So it's not a trilogy, but it's pretty close. Let's just say all three of those characters from those games all have a connection to each other. So that's what I'm saying. It might as well be a trilogy. Assassin's Creed 3. This is my favorite entry in the series that I've played so far. I love the history part of it. You get to interact with George Washington and Paul Revere and the Tea Act. You get to take part in throwing the tea over the side of the boat. I just loved it. It's so cool. Then Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Fantastic pirate game. Really is a good pirate game. And next is Beyond Two Souls. This is a really good game. I'm not sure exactly what to label this as. It is a action adventure, but also plays like something else. If you ever play this game, you know what I'm talking about. It plays, I'm not sure how to actually describe it. Excuse me. But, you can control the character, and you also control a power that she has. And, I love the game. I need to finish beating it as soon as I can. And the same company that made that game also made Heavy Rain, and I believe they also made, what was the other game? Detroit Human, or I forgot what that game was called. It was on the PS4 and I think Xbox One. Detroit Human or something. It's also made by the same company as these games as well. What's the company that made these games? Can't think of it right now. But yeah, Heavy Rain plays a lot like Beyond Two Souls. Next is Jericho. Have not played it yet. I haven't had this game all that long because I got it in one of my pickups videos. But I need to play it as soon as I possibly can. Next is The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I don't like this game too much because the reason why is you can't see the character. You can see his hands and the weapons that he's holding, and that's it. But what's cool about the game is Norman Reedus is voicing himself in the game, and same goes for his brother, Merle Dixon. He's in the corner right there. So if you're a fan of The Walking Dead, check out that game. It's actually not too bad. Next is Dante's Inferno Divine Edition. This plays a lot like God of War, and I love God of War. God of War is my favorite video game series of all time, and this plays a lot like it, so I really like that one as well. I played a good bit amount of that game. Not sure if I'm halfway through it or not, but gotten pretty far. But it's an action-adventure platformer puzzler. Same goes for God of War. The God of War collection, which is God of War 1 and 2, which they were originally on the PS2, which I have them on PS2. Love the God of War series. Next is God of War Origins collection, and these were originally on the PSP, and they got remastered for the PS3. And it's Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. And I believe Chains of Olympus is a prequel to God of War, and Ghost of Sparta, I think, is a sequel to God of War, because the storyline of it. And yeah, I just love the series. Next is the God of War Saga, which includes all 5 games. And those games are God of War 2, God of War 3, God of War Origins Collection, which includes God of War Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. That's what it says on the back. I'm just reading it. But the thing about this is it came with a digital code for the God of War Origins Collection, and I wanted a physical copy of it, and which they came out with one, which was fantastic. Next is God of War Ascension. This entry in the series got a lot of hate. They said they didn't add too much different stuff to it. I disagree. I thought it was fantastic. I don't want to spoil it too much, but it is an origin story. It actually takes place before God of War Chains of Olympus. It takes place before everything. Next is a very unique, interesting, weird game, but I love it. Lollipop Chainsaw. It is really, really strange, but it's so much fun. Let's just say, spoiler, that's her boyfriend's head. This is a good game. Highly recommend it. I beat it all the way through. I guess you can say it's an action-adventure platformer, hack and slash, I guess. Love this series as well. Darksiders. This series has been out on everything. PS3, Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch, all of that. And this is an action-adventure platformer, puzzler. Love that series. Same goes for Darksiders 2 Limited Edition. And, of course, they did a third entry, but it didn't come out on the PS3. It came out on the next-gen hardware, which was PS4 and Xbox One. Next is Alice Madness Returns, which just comes with a code, so you can download the original game. Alice, the original American Muggy's Alice, which I believe was on the PC. And this is a action-adventure platformer puzzler. Very, very dark game, but it's really good. Next is Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. This series got some hate. They said it was a lot different, and I'm not sure about the storyline stuff of Castlevania, but they just said it was really different. What I've played of that game is fantastic in my opinion. I love it. I need to get the first one. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but he is voiced by Mr. Gold himself. Also, what was his other's name? He was on Once Upon a Time. Mr. Gold, and I can't think of it right now. But I loved Once Upon a Time, and he voiced as the vampire in this game. I can't think of his name right now. The vampire. Next is Conan. Haven't played it yet, but I do plan to as soon as I possibly can. Let's see. Next is, let's see. I think I'm getting these games mixed up. I think. Devil May Cry HD Collection, which is Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. The second game gets a lot of hate. I loved all three of them. Haven't beat all three of them, and they were originally on the PS2, which I don't have. Well, I used to have them on PS2, but not no more. Then on Devil May Cry 4. Let's see, I beat Devil May Cry 1, and I beat 2, and I beat 4, and I'm stuck on the third game. Really good series, and of course later on we got a fifth game, finally, but I don't have it yet. Next is in the Devil May Cry series, an action-adventure platformer puzzler. Next is Brutal Legends, which which stars Jack Black in a video game. Really unique, awesome action-adventure platformer. Fantastic game. Next is Ninja Gaiden, or is it Ninja Gaiden? I'm not sure. Sigma, and I know that came out with a second and third one in this series, but I only have the first one, and what I've played of it, I really love it. Then next is Red Faction Gorilla, I guess. I know this game got remastered. That's the name of the version on the Switch. This came to Switch, which is fantastic. I don't know too much about it, but I know it's a It's a first-person. No, I don't think it's a first-person shooter. I think you can actually see the character. Just never played it yet, but I do plan to. Next is BioShock. I think I only got the first one on PS3, and it's a first-person shooter. I need to try to get into the series. And I think the rest of them are sports titles, so I'm just going to go through them. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2009. FIFA Soccer 2011. FIFA Soccer 2012. FIFA Soccer 14. 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil. Skate 2, really good game. I need to get the other ones on the PS3. Fantastic series. So far, what I've played of it. DJ Hero, the first one. Can't play it right now. But I do have the controller to play it with, which is a DJ controller. And DJ Hero 2. They're kind of like, they kind of reminded me of Guitar Hero and Rock Band. And last game, speaking of Guitar Hero Aerosmith. Fantastic band, by the way. Aerosmith is great. Well, this is my 2020 PS3 collection. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much. Alright, bye.